Okay guys, listen, Peg is here studying with me and she wanted some mat basics. I forgot to run the phone earlier, so I'm just going to go over some basic leg and hip work that's real common to most Thai massage, just to give you an idea. Just wanted to be able to say hello and give you a little content today. Go ahead and just lay back on your back. And then you'll be underneath that beam right there. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Peg came in for a private training from New Hampshire, so I just wanted to work on her and show her some mat basics. We've been doing table-based work, and she wanted a little bit more she could do from a mat-based practice in physics. So I'm going to put her in what I call tree pose, and I'm just going to stack my body in a way that feels comfortable and start to work on her calves here. Big, broad palmar pressure through the thigh. If I'm looking for more pressure, I can use a double palm. Right into the adductors, right there. Going to form a little bit of pressure and then rock with the other hand. Then in her case, I'm going to lift her up. I'm going to give her just a little bit of movement, a little twist here. This is really good for people's low backs. They think that you're working on their leg, but all of this mobilization and rocking through the sacrum is really beneficial for clients. Because we're now on a mat, I'm going to do a little leg work. Toes. Tender right there?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
No,
Okay.
this feels really good.
As I turn my toes in, it lets you cross over. And this is the basic sequence that I would use in the Intro Thai workbook that's on my website. You can download a copy of that for free if you have not, by the way. Big, broad arch of my foot wrapped around your hamstrings. In your case, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to work on your hip a bit more and lift your arm. I've got you in my holster here.
Yep.
Kind of knee to same shoulder. I'm going to isolate here and then lean in. And then isolate and lean in. Isolate, lean in. Gonna hop out of my holster. Bring you over, knee to opposite shoulder. Hamstring stretch. We call this the shot put because the heel is in the center of our palm, like shot put in the Olympics. And slowly bring you over. I'm going to walk my leg over so I can support you here. I've got big open space to work on the gluteals.
That feels good.
Now, I've got your pelvis mostly stacked this way. I'm going to stand. I'm going to isolate you here. I'm going to bring you over. Get a good grip here. I'm going to give you just a little tester. And big in breath for me. And exhale. And a little swing. And they say, what muscles does this access? And I'm like, most of whatever makes peg peg. There we go. And hand work. Roll you out. Traction the leg just a little. I'm going to repeat the same on the opposite side so you get to see it again. Right in here. Kind of built up to that. Then we're going to back off something a little bit slower. And I think that our Facebook Live is sideways.
Uh-oh.
But I can turn it in YouTube. I don't care. Just take your laptop, turn it on its side. It's all perspective. Right in there. How's that?
That's good.
Too much?
No.
Okay.
It's definitely feel sensation, but it's
Then one hand, adductors, a little tighter on the side.
yeah, I was gonna say it's amazing how different it feels from
Yeah.
side to side.
Now, as I'm pressing even down here on the knee, you're feeling the femur turn in the hip socket.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm putting my hands around her knee on her thigh, I'm actually feeling movement deep down in the pelvic bowl itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to change my body position so I can do double-handed palm compression. The work is always general to specific, superficial to deep. You have to take your time to work through tension. And again, just as before, there was a big external rotation. Then I'm going to take you up and bring you through an internal rotation. Just balance it out. And then in my case, footwork again, or I should say, using my feet. There we go. Then toes in, roll you open. And I scooted so that I'm perpendicular to your leg. If I'm pressing at an angle, it doesn't work as well. But if
Right.
I'm perpendicular to make it T, that's when I get the most oomph
Mm-hmm.
with the least amount of effort. Big, broad arch. And how much does this stress my hands? Tons. Because I'm busy punching massage therapists trying to get them to stop. There we go. And this is something that almost every session I do.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a general sort of sequence, little flow.
Yeah.
There's always more nuance depending on what you find. And this is also a great way, like if you're working the hamstrings, you can work the hamstrings There's her ischial tuberosity. Now, if I use my hands to work on that, it feels invasive.
Right.
If I use my feet to work on it, how does it feel?
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's part of that energy shift that happens with mat-based work, and it's one of the reasons I'm so adamant about adding it as an option.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in your case, again, I'm going to come up, I'm going to bring you into my holster. Hey. Then mobilize. Generally, I'm going to bring knee to same shoulder. I'm going to test what your range is. You're pretty open there. You do a lot of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of isolate the other leg. And the hand here is just for guidance. It doesn't really do much. I'm going to back off, take you out of my holster. Little circles. Bringing you up to what I call knee to opposite shoulder with the shot put.
Ooh. Let's go to that side.
Aha. And slowly, I'm going to bring you over, kind of full twist here. I'm going to step my leg through so I can hold you in place. I generally want your spine to your thigh to be 90 degrees. Okay, now I've got gluteals. Your trochanter is right there, bony, bony.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to press on that, but gluteals, totally fine. A little bit of IT band there. And then slowly, you stand up, isolate you, bring this guy over, grab hold for me. And there's just a little tester just to see if she rotates okay and it's comfortable. Looks totally fine. Her face is calm and relaxed. Big in breath. And sit in your seat. And you stand, and you stand, and you stand, and you bring them with. Maybe you give a little lift. And then swing. Hey. Oh. You know hip hop? Hooray. Oh. There you go. And when I sit her back down, I usually will just do a little hand work. Just think it feels nice.
Mm-hmm.
Traction that way. Do the fingers. Bring her back and over. And in this case, I'm going to grab both legs. Just so I can traction drag her around the mat. You can go back to a neutral position. Just mobilize the legs and feet. Up through the hips. How was that?
Great.
Pretty good. It's
Yes.
basic, right? Real
Very,
quick.
very good.
I can walk you through that. Do you want to do it to me?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, that's just a basic piece of the sequence that's in that Intro to Thai Massage workbook, almost verbatim. If you go through that, I just wanted to give you a little piece since she and I started working on the mat. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you again soon in class. If you haven't signed up for the subscription service, it's $7. Okay? There's over 50 hours of pre-recorded content. You can find that at rgwellness.teachable.com. You can find that again at rgwellness.teachable.com. See you guys soon, and follow me on my other social media. You guys have a great day. Thanks, Peg.
You're welcome.